with AP students, it's me, Miss Moore. I just wanted to do a little review with you on the transformation of angles before you do your checkpoint tomorrow. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Just wanted to give you a little visual representation to help you as you're doing the transformation of angles. Set up here. So there was a fun little tool that they had that you could play around with to allow you to do the transformation. So the first one was a translation. So like you've learned about translating figures, you're literally just sliding the object. It's a slide, you're picking it up and you're moving it however many units up and however many units over that they tell us. So here I drew an angle. And just to help you remember, right now in this unit, they like to ask us a lot of questions about the angle and the image and the pre-image. So if the angle that you start with is 85 degrees, any transformation that you're doing right now, that angle does not change. Okay, so they keep asking, you know, if the angle A was 85 and then you translated it, what would the angle be? It's still going to be 85 degrees because all you're doing, and I wanted to just show you, is here's the angle. I sketched it. When you do a translation, you're just picking up the angle and you're moving it. You're sliding it to the left. I can translate it to the left 4 units. But look what happens when I translate it 4 units. It's still an 85-degree angle. It doesn't move, it doesn't shrink, it doesn't get larger, it stays exactly the same. If I translate it left to left 4 and down 1, it's still the same. If I translate it just down 5 units, still the same angle. Okay, so remember that as you do your checkpoint. So you're just sliding your angle wherever they tell you to slide it. And sorry, my hands are messy because I was just doing some painting on my garage and the paint doesn't want to come off. Okay, then they talked about, you learned about reflections. So reflections, remember, are where we flip. It's a flip. You're flipping the angle. So maybe you're flipping it across the x-axis or across the y-axis. Well, you're just picking it up and you're moving it. So you're flipping it across, you're reflecting it across the x-axis. It stays exactly the same. Doesn't shrink, doesn't get bigger. It stays exactly the same. If you go back and you flip it or you reflect it across the y-axis, you're just picking it up and flipping it. So the angle measurement is still going to be exactly the same as it was. So remember that. The angles are not going to be changing. You're just either flipping it or sliding it wherever they tell you. Okay, and let's see when if we make this into a triangle. So let's say here's our triangle, and we'll say that this is a 65-degree angle, B, and this is a 30-degree angle, C. Let's update that. And if you want to, if you needed to for your checkpoint, you could go in your kitchen and possibly do what I did. I found my parchment paper that maybe your mom or dad uses for cooking. That's what this paper is, and just cut a piece off if you want to use patty paper to help you visualize it. So we have 65 and 30. So you will see a question that has a triangle like this, and it says to translate it 3 units to the left. So if we translate it 3 units to the left, that means every point moves to the left 3. So 1, 2, 3. So A would need to be over here. 1, 2, 3. So that's a translation 3 units to the left. And then they might ask you, what is the measure of angle B? Angle B is still 65 degrees. It's exactly what the original image was. It doesn't change. Again, we're just picking up that exact triangle and moving it. What if we do a reflection? So let's say we reflect it across the x-axis. Well, here's our x-axis. That's our line of reflection. So we're going to flip, match up the lines, and there's our reflected figure, our reflected triangle. And now maybe they'll ask us, what is the measure of angle C? The measure of angle C is still going to be what it was before, because all we did was flip it over, and so it's still 30 degrees. And so you can kind of just picture yourself too when they're asking you to find the graph that shows a reflection across the x-axis. Picture it like you drew it on a piece of paper and you flipped it over. What would it look like? Okay, so, or go in your kitchen and grab a piece of parchment paper too, and you can use it. So I hope that was helpful as you take your checkpoint on the transformation of angles. I'm here to help. So my office hours now are just through Calendly. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 1, schedule an appointment and I would be happy to help you on any of these checkpoints or workbooks that you are working on. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next week.